Hello, my name is Blues, and I am a Hikikomori. I realized after playing Omori that there was an official term for it, an official name for it, for what I've been for the past few years. But what is a Hikikomori, you ask? Well, I'll be happy to tell you. Hikikomori, which means pulling inward, being confined, are reclusive adolescents or adults who withdraw from social life, often seeking extreme degrees of isolation and confinement. The term refers to both the sociological phenomenon in general and the individuals belonging to this societal group. Hikikomori has been described as a modern form of social withdrawal that has been an increasing problem in Japan since the 90s, with estimates suggesting that between 500,000 to over 1 million individuals are affected. While the phenomenon is mostly associated with Japan, cases with similar conditions have also been reported in other parts of the world. Thank you, Wikipedia. And after 5 years, I was able to pinpoint what exactly I was. But I wasn't always this way. Into literally up until December 31st, 2019, I was a normal person. I was normal, I went to work. I went out to the outside world. I hung out with friends. I, ate out at, takeout. Would see movies and things like that. And before then, I, flew places inside the country, outside the country. I was normal. Then January 1st, 2020 happened. And that was my first major neurological attack. And since then, my life has completely changed. But when I found out what my neurological, why I had that attack, the lockdowns in, America began because 2020. So I went from one, what the fuck, to another, what the fuck. Thankfully, I had a job at the time that allowed me to work from home. And I'll be honest, if I had, my girlfriend here and if I could still eat, takeout, I think I would have been happy with the arrangement. Despite, going, places inside the country, outside the country, despite coming and going, despite having a friendly air about me like everyone says, I was a homebody. I didn't like going out. I didn't really like talking to people. I really didn't like people. I just wanted my close-knit, group of friends, family, and that's all. But things don't work out. Things didn't work out that way. It didn't work out that way. And a few years later, I became this. Unless it's to a doctor's appointment, I don't leave my house. I stay in my room. I don't even, and I know for a fact that people don't know I exist anymore. Many people probably think I either passed away or I moved, back to the Sin City. I live with my family, which is great. And I do have, a little side gig going that brings me money, which is good. It doesn't pay often, but when it does, it's nice. But because of this, I'm basically, I don't interact with anyone. You know, I see the same few people that live in my house, my sibling, you know, my parents. And I really thought that would be it, you know, because I know in my head, I know that being a hikikomori is bad. Like, I like my solitude, but I know that I also, there are times where I get lonely and wish to talk to someone. But because of my neurological disorder, I take medication that absolutely made my immune system not there. And I have a feeling that I got something because my mom, she doesn't like germs. I think she, there's an official name for it because it's not like germaphobe. But I've gotten to the point where I don't like being outside because something after COVID happened, something kind of changed. Or not even after, but during COVID, you know, as somebody who had recently lost, you know, who'd recently had their first major attack and, you know, is taking medicine that makes them immune compromised, I watched a lot of my fellow, you know, Americans, you know, say, fuck you and fuck everything. And fuck you and fuck people like you. We're going to do what we want. We're not going to wear masks. We're not going to social distance. We are Americans and we're selfish by design and entitled by design. And I think by seeing that, I realized being in the outside world is not for me anymore. You know, it just wasn't to be like, and again, it wasn't like I've experienced my fair share of racism growing up. I've experienced my fair share of people treating me harshly, and I never let it get to me. But I think that was the final straw where I was like, all right, I'm just done. I can't do this anymore. And because of that, I withdrew. And mitigating factors with my health made me lose the job that I was working from home for. And since then, I've just been, you know, doing my side gig. Up until, you know, I saw Iron Mouse, who has, you know, the disease she goes through, and her do her YouTube channel and things like that. Which inspired me to finally, you know, start something I've been wanting to do for a long time, which was this YouTube channel, for the reasons that I always state, to build something that will outlast me. And that is, you know, people that can feel safe and welcome. That's my goal with my YouTube channel. And another reason, but watching Iron Mouse's video, because if you all are just now hearing this, she's left Beach Shoujo for them being kind of scummy. I realized that my life is a solitary life, but I don't want it to be a lonely life. I can be by myself, but I still want people to know that I'm here, that I exist. You know, I still want people to miss me when I'm gone. And, you know, I do want friends. And she helped me realize that with her video. So, I hate to get really like deep into my headspace here, but seeing her video kind of put more things into perspective in my head and my feelings, you know, about being a hikikomori. And keep in mind, when I say that, I'm not like in the full thing. Like, I leave my room, you know, I spend time with my family. You know, I can get my medicine. I keep my room nice and spotless. Okay. So I don't think I'm that fully gone. But there are times where my family don't see me outside of my room for days at a time. And that's just, you know. And like I said, I seldom leave the house. Unless it's a medical thing, I don't leave. And even when it's a medical thing, I suffer from severe panic attacks. After, like, my family doesn't know this, but whenever I have a doctor's appointment, I actually, like, the day before up until the day I get ready to go, I have to coach myself to remain calm. It's only a short while. You'll be back home soon. And it's hard because I used to never be like that. But things have changed me in essence. I want to break out of being a hikikomori because my parents, I love them. My siblings, I love them. But they're not going to be around forever. And I don't want to be put in a situation where they leave and, you know, I can't support myself. Because my side gig doesn't pay much at all. Like, maybe like $50, maybe 100. I write commissions. That's what I'm trying to say. But I want to do something more, you know, with this. And I want to do something more with this YouTube channel. I want to have it grow. And it's hard, and it's been hard. You know, I always feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like, am I just, like, I look at other channels, you know, and I wonder, am I doing something wrong? You know, am I doing my YouTube tags wrong? Because I want people to know me, experience me. You know, I may not be the most exciting person. Like, my friend CL, you know, she always says that between me and my other friend Jay, she always says that I'm like the calm, like infinitely chill father to Jay's like outrageously angry father. That's what CL always says. You know, and I feel like maybe that's not translating well. And truthfully, it is something that bothers me because, like, my goal with this YouTube channel is to cultivate a base where people can feel welcome in that base. Whether you're gay, straight, you know, trans, non-binary, black, white, Asian, whatever. I want to have a base that can feel comfortable, not only with me, but with, you know, other people in my fan base. And when I go, I want people to be able to still have fun and connect with other people. Like, I bring up the Two Best Friends subreddit a lot, but that is the prime example of what I'm hoping to accomplish. because that subreddit is basically about a let's play group that disbanded in like 2016, and we're almost a decade out, and that subreddit has actually grown in members, and it's one of the most kindest and most inclusive places that I've signed up to, probably one of the last. That's the base I want to cultivate, and a base I want to leave behind when I go. And I just wish I can get my voice out there, or at least figure out what I'm doing wrong, you know, and fix it so I can cultivate that base. So I can, you know, break out of the shell that, you know, I've been in for the past few years. So I can grow as a person, you know, and be, you know, the common voice in your ear. I don't want to leave a place where no one knows that I didn't exist. Like, I just want someone to remember that I was here. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make here. I want to leave behind something where people can look back and think fondly of me. Oh man, remember that YouTuber, Saturn Blues? He was amazing, man. No, he's really like, I don't know. But that's who I am. I am a Hikikomori who's looking to break out of that shell, out of that term, and have friends and cultivate a base that will survive me long after I'm gone. And that's who I am. And I don't know if that means more reactions. I don't know if that means more video games, or if it's something else. Like, I've been experimenting with my channel, you know, like I did a writing prompt video that I have fun doing, and it's been tough because I'm also trying to be an author too. But what do you guys think? Because I truly want, you know, that's the goal I'm kind of working towards. And I've been on YouTube for a while, and it just kind of feels like I'm always missing something. I just want to achieve the dreams that I have before I lose the chance to do that forever. That's all. But yeah, that's me. And I guess this is gonna be, I don't know what this video is gonna be, truthfully. Maybe a channel introduction? Like a reintroduction? Or like a channel update? I don't know. But that's who I am. My name is Blues. Saturn J Blues. I'm a Hikikomori who's trying to make the world a little brighter before he goes. That's all. So, that is a lot off my chest. You guys don't know how long I've been holding that in. And I'm sorry for taking up so much time. It's been 19 or so minutes. And when I do one of these sessions, it's all coming from my head and my heart. No script, no filter, just all off the top of my head, except for explaining what a hikikomori is. So yeah, so if you guys like to hear my app sessions, or you guys have any like suggestions on, you know, what I can react to, or what games I should play, or anything like that, you know, just leave a comment and like and subscribe, I guess. So yeah, so I never know how to end these videos, so I'll just say, well, goodbye.